Now, live from Artie's Cut Rate Liquor Store, shooting range, candle shop, bowling alley, massage parlor, it's the Dave and Doc Podcast.
Oh, hello.
Happy night.
Happy night. This is the night version of the show.
It's a special late night session.
Special late night. We need Vincent Price to introduce
That's
us.
right.
I love Mike,
And
but
though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to quiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
can I tell you something that might, I don't know if it'll surprise you or not.
Wasn't there some?
So-
go ahead. I'm gonna be interested.
Michael Jackson. I was a
Yes.
big Michael Jackson fan. But do you know what my favorite song of his was?
Pretty Young Thing with Paul McCartney.
That's the negative.
PYT. You remember PYT?
Yeah, oh yes. Yes, sir, I do.
That was not it, huh?
No, that's not it. My favorite.
Heal the World.
No,
Black or White.
I love that song.
It is a good song.
That's a good song.
That
But
video,
that-
the original video, very controversial. Because it was like, no, because, there was the after minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
Where he's like dancing, and it was, especially when you realize what he was doing on his spare time. You're like, it's like, that's uncomfortable. Anyway, what was your favorite song?
Dirty Diana.
Yeah, Dirty Diana.
I love that. That song is jammed.
Yes,
But I say that just because Thriller,
yes.
I really never liked Thriller.
Yeah, no, that, I
know that's blasphemy to some people, but I just never liked it.
it was, it's a good song. I like Beat It. And
Beat It was good,
and
bad.
We'll leave it at that. Actually, the Fall Out Boy version of Beat It is actually not a bad remix of Beat It, if you've ever heard that.
Smooth Criminal from
Alien Ant Farm. Yes,
is
Smooth Criminal.
amazing.
Probably my second favorite Michael Jackson song is Smooth Criminal. Honestly, so. And yeah, an Alien Ant Farm version is awesome. That music video is cool too, with the little boy dancing, and he's
His 3-second part in "We Are the World" was really good too. We are the world. So stupid.
with the general uniform on.
They're so stupid. They didn't raise any money. Whatever. That was such a big waste of time. Let's get all these people together and whatever.
It was just a different. By the way, folks, he's Dave, and I'm Doc.
Sorry, yes.
One of us is raw.
That's very true.
One of us had a great week. Now, I'm not going to tell you which one,
See if you can figure it out.
but we're gonna
clues.
move in the direction, and y'all are gonna probably figure it out.
Probably
Gonna figure it out.
It is episode 35 of the Dave and Doc
It
Show.
is episode
Officially, I'm
35.
Dave.
Yes, and I'm Doc.
And we appreciate you listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Amazon Music,
still on
iHeartRadio. We are still on Stitcher. Tune in, Alexa.
I don't know why.
Podcast Addict and Pocket Cast. And of course, you can see us on YouTube as well. It's a nice little channel thing there. You can actually watch us because, why not? What else are you going to do on a Saturday but
You
watch
can watch me
Dave
drink
and
this
Doc?
Gatorade. That's
You can
delicious.
you can watch Doc drink the Gatorade. Also, if you just
delicious.
want to see all
And it's
this
a
in like
G0, so
one
there you
spot,
go.
it is. Yeah,
Five calories.
I'm watching my figure.
Right.
You can also catch us at DaveandDoc.com. That's Dave AndDoc.com. This episode brought to you by Shyster, Swindle, and Conman, attorneys at law.
There's no anti-Semitism involved in that
No,
promotion.
just
Just
no,
so
none,
everybody
none.
knows.
Just so you know.
Good gravy.
Good God.
That's right.
We-
So how you doing, man?
I am.
You're fired up. You know what you need?
What do I need?
I know what you need.
What's that?
You need some Thanksgiving.
Valium?
Well, maybe. We can talk about that later. We can talk about that later, right? Right? Yes. Briefcase full of money, cocaine, and hookers. Maybe. I don't
That's
know.
right.
But you need some.
One of those I need.
You we ain't gonna tell you which one though, right?
You figure that out on
That's
your
right.
own.
You need some Thanksgiving themed dad jokes.
Sure.
That's what you
I
need.
think that would be excellent.
So without further ado, we're going to get into it.
All right.
What do you call a running turkey?
There's a lot of things I really want to say. No, I don't know. What's that?
Fast food.
Oh, okay.
that was not where he was going.
I was
folks.
going to say ambitious.
That
Lucky.
was not where he was going. What type of glass does a turkey drink from?
I think I know this, but go ahead.
A goblet.
Yes.
See, you should have said it.
No, it's not fun if I say
Oh,
it.
okay. What happened to the turkey that got in the fight?
He got shot in the face.
He got the stuffing knocked out of him. That was decent. Now, my showstopper.
All right.
I got to find it. Hang on.
Oh, now he's calling it a showstopper.
This is the
Here we go.
showstopper. All right.
Here we go.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
What's
go.
the best song to play while cooking a turkey?
The best song to play while cooking a turkey? What's that?
All about that baste. Because I'm all about that baste. About that baste. No butter. I'm all about that baste. About that baste.
Can
no
I tell you
butter.
something? That's so Mariah Carey fantasies.
Stop it.
The song that I hate the
Megan
most.
Trainor. Quit.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I know. That's the song that I hate the most.
Yeah.
The second one is Megan Trainor.
No, quit.
All about that bass.
Quit.
She has zero talent.
Quit.
Zero talent.
Apparently she has bass. Because, the follow-up song
yeah.
she's talking about, because you lie. And I gave you bass. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. No, not so much, huh?
It's all about those carbs. About those carbs. I hate that song. There are a handful of people that listen to this podcast.
You liked that joke, though, didn't you?
I did. I love the joke.
That actually
no,
was
the
pretty,
joke was funny.
That actually pretty good
The
joke.
joke was funny.
That's all right. Yes,
But there's a handful of people that listen to this that know how bad I hate that song, and we'll bring that song up every once in a while.
just to get you going.
Just to get me going.
See, so really, it was. Ladies and gentlemen, I had no idea that was actually going to be a great segue into things that we're going to get into today
Yeah.
on the show. While you're raw,
I'm
one
raw.
one of us is raw.
One of us is raw.
One of us had a great week. That's all I'm going to say.
So
I'm
to
gonna say.
update everybody, 'cause it's been a couple weeks. We missed last week.
Yes.
And in between those weeks, I had a flare up, a little diverticulitis flare up.
This is true, and you were disclosing this for everyone at home to understand.
Yeah. So this is no HIPAA doesn't apply to me. I don't care. You want to talk about my intestines? I'll be happy to talk to you about it. And so you and I talked about this. I came to see you,
Yes,
of course. And
yes.
you were Johnny on the spot, and
Yes.
folks, he gave me some meds. They were weird from a different country, but I took them anyway. It's kind of supplements.
They smell a little hashish like.
Yeah,
It's okay.
and
We're not in Russia.
Same kind of supplements you can get down Emery Road
okay.
at a certain
Oh,
office.
little mortar and a pestle, and you just rub it. That's it. I got you.
I'm just gonna rub your forehead with
Eye
this.
of Newton, the tongue of the toad.
So just so you folks know, it's antibiotics, and it's like 3,000 milligrams a day, and it's awful because the other stuff that antibiotics do to you when you're taking them at that level is awful. So anyway,
I think it was 1,000 to one, 1,500 to the other, if I remember correctly.
was it?
Yeah,
Well, one was 3 times a day, every 8 hours.
yeah, at 500,
And
then the other one was
the other was
500
twice a
twice.
day. Yeah, so that's 1,000 and then
1,500.
1,500. So
I can math.
25. So 2,500.
There are some people out there that may listen to the podcast, and they will go unnamed. But we know about them in the math, don't we, Thutton? Don't we know? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Anyway, so we got you hooked up. And the great thing was, we knew what was going on with the diverticulitis, and it was pretty classic sigmoid. And we really got to figure that out by your like you describing history of presidential exam and all that, which is what you're supposed to do, because new guidelines, they actually recommend against having to do routine imaging because we don't need to CT the heck out of everybody. That's a computed tomography scan of your abdomen.
It's a familiar pain.
Yes,
right? Like I knew exactly what it was.
And you said, hey, by the way, the last time this happened, I waited like 2 to 3 weeks and ended up having a really bad problem. I was like, yep, I bet you did.
Yeah, well, that was the first time. The first time that it happened, which was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I'm like, just to be perfectly honest with everybody, I thought I was constipated or something like that. Sure. But then I realized, well, it doesn't feel like I'm constipated.
Right.
Something else is wrong. And when I went to the doctor, they said, hey, your white cell count's off the chart. We're going to CT you.
Right.
Get a CT. And they sent a surgeon to talk to him. And he goes, here's the deal. I'm going to load you up with antibiotics. You might be coming to see me. So that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
So then from then on, I recognize the pain. I know exactly when it is.
Right. And we do not delay.
No, not anymore.
Get
No.
to your doctor today.
I usually give it a day, maybe 2.
That's right.
And I'm like, okay, this is fine. So and that's what I did. I text you and I said, hey, doc, this is bad. You know, and he's like, all right, come see me tomorrow morning.
That's right.
And I did. So I took the antibiotics and I'm fine now. Everything's fine. But what the conversation that came up with this was, of course, 2 things. One, colonoscopy, because because you doctors haven't stuck me everywhere yet.
That's correct.
And that's where you want to stick me. But the other thing was, is it time to have the surgery for like the bowel resection surgery?
Right.
And so that's what I want to talk about.
Sure, absolutely.
Because again, folks, just in case you're tuning in, HIPAA does not apply to me. I am offering up this information free. And if you don't want to hear about my digestive tract, I recommend that
you can fast forward through this part.
You kick it later on.
Fine. It'll be fine.
So we're talking. So this is probably it's less than 10 times that I've had this, but it's more than 5.
Mm-hmm. So
it's enough to the point where it's like, okay, man, this is not going to go away. It could get worse.
Correct.
We might need to take. So I have some questions about this surgery.
Sure, and I'll do my best to answer. And for those of you at home, diverticulitis, basically what happens is in your colon, you get these little outpouchings from the inside of the colon itself. And
Things pop through.
They actually kind of look like little cubby holes almost. If you think about it. If you're traveling through your intestine, it looks like a cubby
got some
hole.
snacks in there,
and sometimes snacks end up in there. You know, I mean, whether it's some sort of seed or just food debris or liquid or whatever, and if stuff gets in there and irritates it, it can get infected, and that can cause some significant pain. It can cause blood in the stool. Sometimes those will pop, and that can be real bad because then you've got abdominal, intestinal juice, if you will. Mm-hmm. You got intestinal fluid that's free in your abdomen.
Seems like a bad one.
And that's real bad. Yeah, you can get peritonitis.
Penis gets bigger.
Sometimes.
No,
I don't know if that's medically confirmed.
Oh well,
but you'd be so sick. You'd be so sick you wouldn't want to use it anyway.
No, listen,
be like, it's okay.
Let me just stop you for a second. The pain if you let it go to the point where it's like very bad and your white cell count's through the roof, the pain is undescribable. Yeah. Like I can't describe. Like
other people have.
I'm not a wimp.
And you can get abscess formation. You can actually get pocket of pus starting to form, and that can also be a surgical emergency as well.
Yeah. So like it was. Yeah, I mean, like the pain, and this wasn't this time. The pain was very tolerable this time.
Well, I think we caught it early.
It was very
like
dull.
I said, because literally you weren't messing around. I mean, now your CRP, which is a C-reactive protein, which is an inflammatory marker. I mean, it was almost 30. It was like 31.7.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dadgum high. Your white count was normalized right in the moment when we checked it, but you'd also only been feeling bad for about a day and a half.
Yeah.
So, but that CRP being up, there was clearly
shows you how
inflammation.
tough this guy is.
That's right. That's it.
Yeah. Inflammation ain't got nothing on me.
That's right. That's it.
So
questions.
So here's the question. So first of all, this surgery it scares the shit out of me.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Actually, all the puns intended.
Sure.
Because there's a couple of things that like I've heard about this surgery.
Have you watched it? You can watch it on.
Are you kidding me? I pass out when you take my blood. Are you serious? No.
I mean, that might have been a loaded question.
I know. No, I have not watched. But so
have you read about it?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've talked to someone who has had this done before.
Oh, okay. Yes.
But
which
again,
is also a good. That's not a bad thing.
This was years ago.
Okay.
So my first concern is, am I or am I not going to be shitting in a bag?
That's a great question. So
it is a great question because you guess what I don't want to do.
what a lot what we just mentioned by said Dave is that is not the outcome.
I do it now, but it's a trash can.
That's okay. Right. That's okay. That's okay.
I can throw that bag away.
That's it. That's right. You know, it's like the airmail. It's okay. So it kind of depends on the level of disease and how recurrent the infections are.
Okay.
In terms of what happens. Now, usually, because you have several feet of intestine.
Yes.
And so typically what they can do, they cut out a section where the colon's diseased because it's typically the same general area.
Right.
And they actually now They have these. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, they're like the size of my fingers. It's like a staple type thing,
Yeah.
a clamp.
Good God.
And basically, they remove the section that's diseased, and then they bring the two, healthy sections back together.
That's horrible.
And they clip it back together. And then your body, because the cells are the same, when they touch each other, they want to grow together, and so everything just grows back like it should, and it doesn't really affect you.
Well, so in
terms of in the end.
So in the interim, am I shitting in a bag?
No. This is a direct hookup.
Is it a
Sometimes they can't do a direct hookup immediately, and they will have to create an ostomy, the outpouching, so that you do that, and then later on they'll try to go back in there and do. It's called an anastomosis, where you create a connection. To serve the prior purpose. But a lot of times they can go in there and take it out and just go ahead and hook it back up. Now, it's pretty amazing.
That's pretty cool. Now, did they do this laparoscopically?
Yes, if they can. And typically that's what they prefer doing, because it's much, much easier when you think about the recovery time, but also the precision of the instruments is such, it's much easier to make that dissection down there and actually remove the piece of the colon.
Now, does that mean that I would be on like a liquid diet for a little while?
They would probably put you on that for a little bit and then kind of advance it as tolerated. And again, that would kind of depend post-operatively. You want to make sure you're passing gas. You want to make sure we're getting up, moving around, right? Because you don't want to just go back and start eating a Burger King Big King with bacon and all that, and then you can't poop or pass gas, and you're gonna be sick as a dog. Right. So they can advance it pretty quickly.
Sure.
So it's not a prolonged thing for sure.
So you have this procedure done. Let's say I have it done on a Monday.
Yeah.
All right, it's a Monday. It's a happy Monday. It's after football season, because I'm not doing this till after football season. Let's say it's after football season on a Monday. Am I in the hospital for a few days?
No, honestly, if things go really well, usually they'll like kind of watch overnight, just because it is a colon. I mean, you get your gallbladder out, you're going home the same day.
Sure.
A lot of times I don't know that they do much outpatient of that, and that's honestly, I'd have to. I wish I could. Well, if it wasn't late night, I could phone a friend and ask, but typically if it's severe enough, that they might just watch it overnight, and
it's late night colon talk with Dave and Doc.
That's right. That's it. They'd be like, "What are you doing, Doc?" I'd be like, "Well, Surgeon Doc, this is what's going on." But no, typically it's kind of an observation thing, and then you get to get out. It's and honestly, with a lot of those things, it might even be a same day, get to go home type of thing. But I do think, given the fact they have to put the clips in, I think they will usually let you keep you over just like one night and let you just kind of sit in observation.
So here's the most important question. How long can I milk this to like get babied and pampered? Like, how long can I do that?
I know your wife, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
she's a very loving, and she likes taking care of people. So
I think it's, oh man, you're out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, it's not in football season.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I wouldn't do it during football season.
Really, probably. So we don't have to really get. I mean, you could go, 12, 16. Weeks,
all the way to the next football
basically
season?
till next football season. You just need to be pampered.
Honey, are you still feeling bad? It's a training camp. I gotta go.
That's it. You got to be back in the game.
I gotta coach.
That's it. But we want to take it slow. But seriously, the legitimately, you would be out of work for a few days.
Sure.
And that's just kind of typical. The biggest thing is you don't want to do any heavy lifting. But usually, most people are kind of cleared to get back to, they want you up, moving around and walk around. But you're
right.
couple weeks and you're kind of back in more of the regular routine. The lifting's still the big thing, and sometimes they want to keep that on there for 4 to 6 weeks, just so you don't strain anything, potentially pop anything loose and cause a problem.
Right. God, that sounds awful. I popped something loose. Oh my God.
Yes.
How do you know? I know.
Bowel contents in your abdomen, peritonitis, that's very bad.
With the staples stay there forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But it adheres, but your tissue epithelializes around it, and it adheres to it, and so it holds it.
This all sounds like kooky talk. They use duct tape, don't they? That's what they're using. They're using duct tape.
God knows what he's doing, man. That's why
God doesn't have an MD. He's not in
that's-
the. I mean, he's not actually doing the procedure.
God is the great physician.
Well, yeah, but then
Let me tell you something.
Then fix my colon, man.
To me, he does. He lets it. He allows us to take that piece out.
Yeah.
And he can hook it back up, and it'll grow back together.
Can I donate that piece to someone in need?
Actually, we usually cook it and eat it because it's got a little bit of a sour taste to it.
It's a little gamey.
And we put some Chick-fil-A sauce on it, and that kind of calms it down a little
Use
bit.
that meat tenderizer liquid.
Yeah, that's why you're asleep. So first we take one of the surgical mallets and we pound it out while you're still under. And then they've got the little, you've got the little Bunsen burner off to
It's
the
like
side.
Hell's Kitchen.
And so we just kind of flip it up. You just
I
get,
think so.
that's all you need. You just get some hemostats and you just hold over the Bunsen burner and let it crisp up a little. Little Chick-fil-A sauce, you're good to go.
Do you think that it would be fun to do the podcast directly after when I'm on pain meds?
Oh yeah,
I think that'd be so much fun.
Oh my heavens, yes,
So much fun.
yes.
I mean, to be truthful,
We'd probably
the
have
only
to-
reason I even have a filter is because I do have family that listens.
That's right.
and
Yes.
you're in the room.
Yes, I know.
Outside of this, if this was just
See.
20 whatever years ago doing radio, I'd do the broadcast from the hospital the morning of
With your gown on.
with my gown on.
Unbuttoned or untied, I should say.
I want to be untethered for you.
Yes, I want to be loose.
Here it is.
I want to be loose.
Well, no,
But
really.
but you are not in danger. I mean, if you're having multiple episodes a year type of thing,
Yeah.
or if we've had something where you actually did have a perforation, which is a surgical emergency a lot of times, potentially, those would be the instances where we would need to be.
But
doing
do you?
some
But do you think that like we're at a point that I've had it so many times that
no,
we're,
I would say no. Now,
No?
that's another reason you want to get the colonoscopy.
but those GI folks
to go in there and actually look and see, how significant is the burden.
sure.
Because, I mean, if it's a heavy burden of the diverticuli, which are the little outpouchings there,
That's right.
if it's a lot of those, and I mean, they may look unhealthy at baseline, even when we're not, quote unquote, not having the infection itself.
Right.
They might say, this is pretty bad. We might really need to consider doing something.
Well, I can tell you the GI guy.
That and your anal fissure will have to fix.
Hey,
That's...
the GI person that I don't go to anymore.
Yes, right.
So
right.
so the last time this happened, it's always this time of year, by the way. The last time this happened, I remember I said, Doc, I think I have a hernia and I'm having diverticulitis. And you and I talked about it, and you're like, yeah, that's it. You sure you're having both of those? And sure enough, that's what I was having. Dave was right. Just want you to know. It's 1-0. I'm not keeping score. Actually, the score's not even that close. I have 1 and he has like 30. So, but anyway, that was one time I was right.
And I did listen to you.
You did listen,
Which does help.
You did confirm the hernia in
we
your
did.
office.
That's
because
right.
you're like,
That's correct.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yep, that's correct. No,
But you're like,
but I was listening to you.
But you're like, the diverticulitis, you might just be having pain from. Totally understand because
Yes.
it was an
Yes.
umbilical hernia. So I had the CT, and sure enough, I had both.
Shazam.
Awesome.
That's right.
And so I went to go see the GI guy that I don't go to anymore because they're a bunch of dipshits. And so they just are. He's welcome to come on the show,
Heyo.
and I'll call him that to his face.
Heyo.
But so he told me then, and this was, when was that? Oh, you remember that. It was several years ago.
That was, what was that, 2018?
It was
17.
I want to say it was 17.
17.
I'm
Okay.
not sure.
I mean,
But anyway,
Nugget wasn't on the earth.
no, Nugget wasn't here. Landon was young.
I'm gonna say it was 17 then. I'm gonna say 2017.
So the GI guy then said, listen, how many times have you had diverticulitis? And I'm like, this is like 3 or 4. And he goes, okay. He's like, we probably need to talk about having the surgery. and I mean, I'm saying he's a dipshit. Actually, his office is a bunch of
No, I get you. I know what you're saying.
And so, like, I actually trust him as a doctor.
His medical knowledge is sound.
100%.
It is, yes.
And so he told me
it.
then,
I
it's
get it.
like, hey, man, listen, I'm just, maybe you put it off, but if you have another episode, I'm not so sure. So now we've had one or...
Here's what I would say.
Yeah.
The time frame in between them has been pretty significant.
True.
So that makes
100%.
that makes a difference too. I think if you're having 2 or more episodes within a 12-month rolling period,
Right.
that's definitely something where we start saying, all right, that's pretty dadgum frequent.
It's like tonsils, right?
It's
like
kind of like a tonsil.
If you're having a strep at like 2 or 3 times a year, then you get them out.
Yeah. Except now, I mean, like if you're an adult, they'll be like, we ain't doing that unless you've got like.
I've heard that is hideously painful.
Oh, it's miserable. It's one of the worst things an adult can go through.
Oh my God.
Because if you think about it, when a kid has it done, they're young, they don't know any better. The pain receptors are different. Their tissue is growing, which also means healing at an astronomical rate. When you're old like me, it ain't going to heal.
You are pretty old.
I know, man.
You're very old.
I know.
Very old.
I know, but I'm virile.
I'm not looking forward to being your age.
It's okay. It's all right. If I could turn back time.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'd do it all.
Well, I'll stop talking about my colon, but I
would
do
say,
appreciate
given the
that,
time, oh yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And hey, thanks for giving me the first crack at it. I appreciate that
course.
too. Nobody down the road with certain vitamins and minerals.
Are you kidding?
crack. It's good. I appreciate.
What a miserable experience! It was so terrible.
Yeah. But I appreciate that. And here's the thing. Given the time course of things, I think getting the scope is the better thing anyway. And that'll just give us a lot of good info before we jump to be having any surgery.
Right.
And the gap in between having episodes has been so significant. I really wouldn't get into that unless they start having more frequently.
Yeah. Unless a GI person looks at it and says, "Oh, this is bad. Needs to come out."
Yeah, I mean, if they get in there and say, "Man, you got quite a few of these," meaning a lot.
Yeah.
Or if they say, like I said, your mucosa, the inside there, doesn't appear healthy around those areas. That means, I mean, it's very friable, meaning it's not. It basically can slough off. It can tear. It can, it's not sturdy, if you will.
Yeah.
And that could be a problem. Yeah, and then we just want to go ahead and get
Why am I so jacked up? Why?
Steroids.
That's
D-ball.
That's right. Why am I so
and some
jacked
androstenedione. You got it from Mark McGuire.
I've got this flipping esophagus thing.
Your GI tract's screwed up, dude.
It is, man.
It's just the way it is.
I mean, listen, folks. I know you understand. You're watching this video and you see this pretty face.
That's it.
There's much more to this pretty
That's right.
face.
But deep on the inside, things are
a hot mess express.
It's just one of those things, man. You got to have something.
My GI tract is jacked.
I mean, I had back surgery. I was 35. I was 35. I was almost 35.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, my back is screwed. I mean, I'm gonna have some problems if I'm not careful.
At least you're tall and still have all your hair.
Sexy. I know. That's right.
I can't even say that.
Right.
I can't even grow this thing.
I can make my heart beat on the wrong side. Boom, boom.
Oh, look at you. Look at you. That's just showing off. That's just showing off.
Oh,
That's
man.
the end of the show, folks. We're
Hey-yo.
done.
Hey-yo. Anyway, stuff happens,
I know.
It's like my
It does.
eye. My eye had my detached retina and had to have that repaired.
Oh, God.
So it's all my stuff's on the left side of my body. My shoulder.
Your shoulder.
Which my COVID vaccine healed.
So weird. It's so weird.
Telling you, healed it.
So
I swear to God, it healed it.
Well, you remember my shoulder thing when I was trying to race a bunch of teenagers backwards?
Yes, I remember that.
Put a hole in my shoulder.
That you did.
That was a big deal because that took years.
It did.
Because I don't
did.
think we realized like how bad, like what else had happened there.
Yeah.
And it turns out like later I found out as I was working out that like I had scar tissue on the bicep and the tricep. The dry needle thing fixed it though.
I know. Isn't that cool?
And man, it feels so weird. I cannot just the first I told you the first time, right, that they did it. I ended up on the floor.
Yes.
And they brought me, somebody tells this girl, they're like, "Hey, go get him some water." I'm like, "I'm fine, guys, listen, this is super embarrassing. I'm sorry." And I was in a cold sweat, like I was pale as a ghost. And like, they're looking at me like, "You look like you were going to die." And she brings me this little Dixie cup of water. It's like this big. And they look at it like, "Get him some real water." And like, she goes, "You mean the bottled stuff?" And like, "Yes, the magical bottled stuff." So I'm sitting there in the floor with like 15 needles in my arm. And they're like, we probably need to take these out. Cause I was like, I'm sitting in the floor. I'm fine. But like, I was like, broken. I'm like, "Listen, this is what I do. I don't like needles." And
you just put 15 of them
and they were like,
in me.
So they're like saying, hey, we probably should have asked you this before, but like, who's an emergency contact? Who's your primary care physician? I'm like, Shane knows all this. I'm just calling. This is not going to surprise
It's
him.
a smack him in the back of the head and get him going. It's
Shane's going to say,
right.
oh, he didn't actually pass out?
That's right.
What the hell?
It's okay.
He's toughing it
It's
up.
okay. It's like, we're getting better. We're desensitizing. Desensitization.
But I'm telling you, the dry needle though, which I used to
Yes.
think was kooky talk, right? I used to think that was voodoo from somewhere else.
No, that's good stuff, man.
It's unbelievable. Like the thing, it just like made my nerves or my muscles like twitch, and they're like, "Oh, that's a good one." I'm like, "What the hell does that mean?"
Yeah.
And lo and behold, that's what fixed it.
Get that action potential going, and
It's
it
amazing.
relaxes it.
And I mean, I was working out too, so I mean, like it wasn't
Right,
like
no,
just.
you were doing good stuff
Right.
to help it. And,
Right.
And no, but that's awesome.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
Just stick some needles in me, and that works. Maybe I should get a tattoo.
Ooh,
I'm so scared of tattoos.
you could.
I'm so.
We
scared.
could take write-ins on what kind of tattoo you should get.
And
I
where?
think you should have the devil on one cheek and the angel on the other.
Wait, which cheek are we talking?
That's what I was going to say, but we didn't say
Heyo.
which cheek. Mike Tyson tattoo, like from The Hangover.
I
man.
almost got a 49ers tattoo when I was 16 years old, and you're saying, "Well, Dave, how's that possible?" I was at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
they
was
didn't care how old I was.
Oh.
And so he showed it. Was like-
Hepatitis is
and it was the
bad.
older
Hey,
SF logo.
Viral hepatitis is bad. Just,
Yeah, I know. And so I
just
said,
saying.
so what goes into this? Like, I mean, you guys draw it first, and then you do one. And he was showing me, and I'm like, oh no, we're not doing that. Oh, it's a needle. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So that was the end of that.
Yeah, no, that you would have definitely passed out on.
So folks, I have diverticulitis. I had diverticulitis. Now I'm in remission.
That's right.
I'm done with my.
Until we meet again.
I took all my antibiotics too.
I
just so
appreciate
you know,
that. That's
I took
good.
them all.
You don't want antibiotic
That stuff
resistance.
still scares the crap
Take
out of me.
all of your stuff because you want to kill all the bacteria. You do not want antibiotic
right.
resistance.
Yeah,
So take your antibiotics, folks.
The diverticulitis.
And make sure you need antibiotics too. That's the other
Yeah,
thing.
right?
Sometimes we're on stuff we didn't really need it.
That's right.
Just saying.
I mean, the heroin that I take, I need that to just
Right.
cope.
And the fentanyl.
And that's right. I mix them together.
Piggybacked with
What's-
with 5 shots of Jack and
Dirty Diana.
some Quaaludes. It's okay.
The lemon heads, right? Like in the movie that I was just talking to somebody about that earlier today.
How about that?
So speaking of movies,
Yes. Moving on from colon blow.
it's a colon blow
but
at
you, you recovered.
I did. I
We're good.
recovered.
Speaking
I'm
of
good.
movies, yeah,
Speaking of movies, it's that time of year,
it is.
and it's Hallmark movie season.
Holiday cheer.
I have a friend of mine, and once a year she has a gathering at her house, and she calls it Hallmark Christmas. I go every year, and this is what we do. We watch Hallmark movies, and we just make fun of them, right? It's just a time to make fun of Hallmark movies. But that's the only day she makes fun of them because she actually watches them the rest of the time, as does my wife and probably your wife.
Oh yeah, Laura loves it. Oh yeah, man.
Here's what I don't
I
understand.
pull the TV up. I'm like,
And I've had this argument with people. They're like, well, Dave, why do you
saves them on your list.
why do you want to watch the Marvel movies? Because they kind of have the same plot too. And I'm like,
Oh,
so okay. So
I don't
let's-
know what word I was
so-
going for, but
So let's just say, all things equal,
Yes.
let's just say the Marvel movies have the same plot. They don't. But let's just say they do.
I can't get into character on this. No,
It's hard.
I boycott. No,
So let's
I'm
just
gonna do what they keep doing on ESPN. I'm just gonna walk out. That's their new.
That's the new thing.
That's their
That's the
new.
new thing.
That's their new
the jackasses.
BS thing. Is they get. Oh, I'm so distressed. I walked out. Good. Don't come back. Oh wait, they're paying you big money. And you're gonna come back.
Listen, this is not the night to get me started on ESPN.
Okay, sorry.
That is a
Let's keep
3-hour
going.
conversation.
Let's keep going.
Bunch of jackasses
Let's keep.
in ESPN. Stephen A. Smith, piece of shit. God, nobody cares what he thinks.
How about Mad Dog having a rebirth of his career?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy? I was like, no.
Mad Dog Russo.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
I still like Mad Dog. I
Weird.
still like Colin Cowherd. And there's Dan Patrick. I still like Dan Patrick. The fact that he calls ESPN the mothership is the funniest thing to me in the world, because he's like, well, when I was working for the mothership,
Yeah, and they kind of did him a little wrong.
oh, they did everybody wrong.
That's true.
they screwed everybody. They're like,
That's true.
they sign all these deals to have all these networks, and then they lay like 150 people off. I'm like, you people suck.
Yeah. Anyway, Hallmark.
Speaking of ESPN / Disney / Marvel.
Hallmark has a way.
So
We're pretending.
so let's say-
I'm gonna try to get in. Okay, I'm trying.
So let's say
I'm trying to
all
get
the
there.
Marvel movies have the same plot. Let's just say they do. Okay. All the Hallmark movies have the same plot.
Okay.
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 Do you know, in my mind, with that argument, how I articulated my hatred toward Hallmark and my love for Marvel movies?
You said it was like Thor and Loki.
No.
Okay.
I said the difference between the Hallmark movies and the Marvel movies, even if we're saying they have the same plot, Marvel has better actors.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You going to see Robert Downey Jr. on a Hallmark movie? I don't think so.
No.
And there's nothing to listen. If I was,
There might have been a time. But
there definitely
But he
was a
just
time.
kind of hung in there, and it ended up.
If I'm an out of work actor, which is what these people are, and I don't have anything else going for
Or you
me,
could be a brilliant mathematician like Danica McKellar,
that's true.
who was Winnie Cooper.
That's
from
true.
Wonder Years.
She's an actress too.
I
But
know.
she's
I know.
actually extremely intelligent.
That's
too.
right. That's right.
And you know, and I had a chance to be on the Hallmark movies. I think, oh sure, because I mean, how long does it take to make one of those movies? I mean, you can just improv that thing, right? I wouldn't need a script. Dave, do you want to look at the script? No, I got it.
I'm just going to ad lib.
Am I the city guy coming back to his hometown, or am I the country guy that has a little shop, little bait and tackle shop, and the city girls coming?
That's right.
Which way is it going?
That's right.
Or is Santa Claus show up, but we don't know he's Santa Claus, but we think he is.
That's right.
But he has magical powers. Then we figure it out at the end of the movie.
And we've got to save Christmas.
And then we got to save Christmas with the hot chick that's doing whatever. So I mean, there's only a few different plots. Every year they have a string of new movies, like 15 new movies or whatever. I don't understand it. They're terrible.
Dave,
Yes,
you know this answer.
Do I?
Yes.
Don't know.
There is money to be made. If there is money to be made, someone will take advantage.
I mean,
And there is a market for this stuff.
I feel like this is the same thing that Cinemax did in the 80s.
No.
It's the same.
No. Are you talking about like the late night Cinemax where like the motor oil
The
and the jumper
Skinemax.
and the
The
jumper cables
Skinemax.
and the jumper cables are coming out?
It's
and all
like
that crazy.
we're not a porn channel, but we're close.
right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, it's not quite the same. No.
Hallmark Christmas. You'll watch 20 movies, but only one plot. It's always the same thing. And you can, and I'm telling you, it's like, we used to do this thing, this little pub that I used to hang out with. It actually used to be a school library that was closed down, and they called it the Library Pub. Is what
there
they
you go.
what they
There you go.
renamed it.
Very original.
And so what we would do is we would there was a TV there, and we would sit at the bar, and we'd look at the TV, and we'd watch the TV because that's what you do when a TV's on.
That's correct.
And Waka Waka. And we'd watch Andy Griffith.
Yes.
Right? We'd watch old shows, and when the Andy Griffith show came on, we had a bet going, right? It's like who bought the next round is like the person, whoever won was the person that can name the episode the
the
quickest.
fastest.
And we all knew it so well. And I'm like, oh, this is the episode where Opie gets in the back of the truck and he eats all the apples and gets sick, and they think he ran away, and they're like, oh, that's right. I mean, these Hallmark movies are the same thing.
Yes.
It's like, hang on, let me see where we're
people-
at. It's a country town. He was the big quarterback, and he
But
came back.
see, that just shows you people still want the predictable, wholesome love story,
They're so stupid.
not
What, your flight was delayed?
real sex 455
Love lift
on
us up where we belong.
where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Anyway, but people want that, and so that's actually, I mean, it's a little reassuring maybe that there's actually people that still want that, because I mean, there's a lot of distrust. There's a lot of anger.
Sure.
A lot of these things. And so just say, hey, wouldn't it be sweet if this was just kind of how it is? And you know what they do at the end of it? They play, 'cause it's a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby.
Here's what's bad.
not
is
really.
Because
Not
this
really.
time of year,
And there's a
I
lot
know that I'm going to hear a lot of Mariah Carey.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm going to hear
Oh, yeah.
All I Want for
she
Christmas
had like the whole, oh, yeah.
is You.
All I want for Christmas is you. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Because she made, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She made a ton of money doing that. Mm-hmm. But it's Hallmark season, and
It is.
and I'm not happy about it. And here's the other thing.
And it's going to last a long
Here's
time.
the other thing that
Long
pisses
time.
me off.
Long time.
My favorite holiday, by the way, is Thanksgiving. My favorite holiday, 100%. Absolutely.
I did not
Now,
know
some
this.
people will make the argument that, yeah, Dave, it's a day that you're off from work and there's a shitload of football. That is an accurate statement.
True.
But it is not the reason that I really love. I love this time of year, and I
Yes.
just love the Thanksgiving holiday. I just love it. I feel like Christmas has become too stressful. You are like me. How many houses do you go to for Christmas?
So we're in a good place right now. Usually we're only like one or two now. So we've really been able to tone it down.
That's one too many, my friend.
So
One too many.
and well, yeah.
Do you want us to come over too?
Oh yeah, man.
We'll come over.
We can do a podcast.
We'll do it. We'll bring Nugget. We'll bring Nugget.
I did get my quote on the barn.
Oh yeah.
So, but that did not include like the multimedia upstairs. It just included, basically framing it in and getting it climate controlled, and then we can kind of do what we want. But if we wanted to do that,
Yeah, I'll do all that.
so but I'm just right. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
because I really do want to have like a big TV and watch movies up there and stuff, and then we can have we can
actually do the podcast there.
That's what I'm saying. There's plenty of room to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that'd be great.
Yeah, we could have Okay, we'll talk about it. Anyway,
We live from the barn.
We're getting that's right. That's right.
Are you gonna have horses in the barn?
No, I'm tearing all that out.
No horses.
No, no.
Everybody loves horses, man.
Apparently,
You know how easy it is to be a horse expert? It takes 5 minutes.
I did not know that.
No, that's all you have to do.
I thought it was more like 3.
Nah. You said
We could be horse whisperers.
You could. Listen.
Live
you've
from
got,
the Horse Whisperer Barn.
Listen,
It's
you've got
the
a barn.
Dave and Doc podcast.
Here's what I know. You have a barn.
2 stalls.
You have a pool.
I do have a pool.
All you need is horses, man. And then it's smooth sailing from then.
I don't know how the pool factors into that.
I don't either. But
But we're putting that
but I
in
feel
there.
like it needs to be. Well, let's just say you get tired.
We'll do equestrian and we'll jump over the pool.
Right.
That would be.
There you go.
that-
Well,
there'd be
summer days
there'd be
get really hot.
There's be some broken legs.
Summer days get really
be
hot.
some broken legs.
And sometimes it's nice to just jump in the pool.
That's true.
We've had a pool before.
You just
I didn't have
particularly-
horses, though.
Particularly, you can just if you're working and you're sweaty, you can just
Yeah.
take the afternoon off and jump in the pool.
Absolutely, because you've had a rough morning.
That's right. Need
A
to
rough morning.
have a little snack, go to bed, take
It's
a nap.
just been-
take a couple hours.
It's been a
nap.
day.
Oh my god. Oh, anyway. So, and that's the end of the show because we can't
Lord.
concentrate. Yeah. So
So Hallmark. Yeah. They're not. It's not going away.
money to be made, man.
I guess
We could be actors in it.
Yeah.
We could write
100%.
it. You know what you should do? Here's what we should do.
Yeah.
We should write a script.
We should.
Because that's
totally-
where
I'm
that's
totally
where the
with you.
money's at. Because
Totally
then
with
it'll
you.
play in syndication for years and years.
Oh, yeah.
And you just enjoy the royalties off of that.
Can I just tell you something? If
Yes.
Hallmark, if they had a Hallmark after hours, like an R-rated version, that might even make more money. I'm just saying, it would
Folks,
make more money.
You knew it was coming.
I'm just
You
saying.
knew it was coming. That would.
Tired of them just holding hands. Tune in to Hallmark After Dark. Brought to you by Shyster, Swindle, and Con Man Attorneys at Law.
And Trojans.
Right? And horses, because why not? As I am raw as I am.
Yes.
This has been a bad
yes,
week.
Yes.
I'm not. So number one, I haven't felt good. Right, I haven't felt good for a couple weeks. I'm just now starting to feel a little bit.
You're getting
better.
back.
Because
You're getting back.
antibiotics suck, man.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I mean, like the things they do to your body outside of like helping you like get well sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Especially those two.
because I mean, my bathroom breaks were 3 minutes long because it was just like, and two of those minutes was walking in and walking out.
Because it wipes out the natural bacteria
Yeah.
in your colon, and so everything's just out of balance.
Oh yeah, and it was coming out.
Oh yeah.
Whoo, like a faucet. And so that has
Hershey
changed.
squirts.
Yes, that has
Hershey
changed.
faucet.
That has changed in the last day or two. It took like 48 hours of being off the antibiotics, and then I was back to.
Did you
normal.
start the probiotic?
I did not. I know you told me to.
I mean, I'm just here to help you.
I did snort
can I say?
cocaine. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean that.
It's the same thing.
That at least got you pumped up.
At least I stayed up for a few days.
That's right. You were fine. It's just a bender. It's no big deal. You're good.
The greatest thing was being able to sleep when like the antibiotics finally started working and I wasn't in any kind of pain at all.
Yep.
And I'm laying in bed. I'm like, oh, nothing hurts right now. I'm going to sleep. This is amazing.
Yes.
Because you just kind of forget. Because it just, and again, this was a dull, what I considered a dull pain that if someone had never had diverticulitis, maybe would have said, oh, this is really bad. But
Yes.
it's like, at most it got up to like what I would consider a 3,
Right.
which is like, okay.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 would be like you'd rather be dead. That's kind of how it classifies. It's like you'd rather be dead than
The
have a
first time I had it, that's where I was.
You were right there.
That's where I was.
It can get worse, like I said. So
Like I even told them I didn't need any pain medication the first time I went, and they looked at me and they're like, "Yeah, dude, listen, we're gonna give you some anyway. How about that?" And I'm like, "Okay, I mean that's fine." And I'm like, "Oh God, I don't feel any pain anymore. That's awesome."
it's like, how about that?
So I'm just trying to be tough.
So
I'm not tough anymore.
So we're getting back on track.
So
But we're a little raw.
I'm still a little raw.
Not over
It's
that.
been a bad week.
Not
so
over that.
So I kind of want to talk about not Facebook in general, but this is where I've
Twitter.
seen this thing. A
Elon
couple
Musk.
times.
Get back to work.
You know, Elon is very close to getting my presidential nomination. He's not there yet.
But he's
not there,
trying to get
but
there.
he's close.
Get back to work or you're
So
fired.
I want to talk a little bit.
Fired.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this lightly
Okay.
because one of these people that I'm talking about is in the room with me. There's
Oh,
only
no.
2 of us in the room.
Oh, no.
Is
Oh, no.
UT fans.
Yes.
So-
Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me.
Lord.
Good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Go Dolls.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top. Ain't no telephone bills. Once I had a girl on Rocky Top, half bear, the other half cat. Wild as a mink, but sweet as soda pop. I still dream about that. Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. Okay.
Brought to you by
Once 2 strangers climbed old Rocky
Good
Top
Lord.
looking for a mission. I'll stop.
So
Yes, and yes, I know the whole song. Just so you know.
I believe you.
So you know, so UT fans, yes.
So UT fans,
Yes.
So let's talk. So you know,
Go Vols.
We hadn't talked since they lost to Georgia, right? Yep, they lost to Georgia. And
What did we respond with though, Dave?
no,
As all champions,
with a team that, yeah, sure. So again, I'm going to go back to the Georgia loss,
yes,
right?
Yes.
There are good losses and bad losses in football. And for you folks that don't understand what the hell I'm talking about, here's what I mean. If you are a team up and coming and you get beat by an absolute juggernaut, that is not a bad loss.
That's correct.
That is a good loss.
That's correct.
And that was a tough game. And Georgia did exactly what I would do as a head coach, because I mean, what the hell do I know? But if you keep that offense for Tennessee off the field, that's how you win that game.
That's
and then
correct.
you force them to play perfect,
And they also ate us up.
and they ate you up.
I mean, they played man to man, and we weren't getting open.
No, because
And they were like, "We're not changing our scheme. We're going to play you straight up man to man, and
and
y'all are not going to get open."
Kirby Smart.
Other than like a 5-yard
Yeah.
underneath route. It's like, okay, you can have that because we're so sure at tackling.
Right.
Now, Hooker did miss 3 balls. where they did get open and he overthrew all three. But that was also because I think, they've been pressuring
His
him all
clock
game.
was ticking.
Yeah, I mean, he was never comfortable.
And that's the point.
But we did have, potentially you hit two of those, you might have changed momentum.
You could, 100%.
Potentially. But that's shoulda, woulda, coulda,
Right. And so, like, Kirby Smart's a defensive guy.
Yes.
And again, at this time of year, it's what I told you when we were texting back and forth in the game. I'm like, at this time of year, you have so much film on the other team.
Right.
It's really hard when, especially.
And they had a bye week, too.
And they had a bye
So
week.
they had 2 weeks to get ready. So you knew.
And Kirby's a defensive genius.
Oh, gosh.
Defensive genius. This guy can take away. He's like Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, you like to do this? We're going to make you beat us a different way.
You know what coaching tree he comes out of.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Just saying.
I know. So it wasn't a shock to me that Georgia won the game.
No, I
It
agree.
wasn't.
I agree. I was hopeful we would have played better.
Sure.
But a lot of that was attributed to the way that they were able to
Yeah.
play. The way that Georgia was able to play.
And again, listen, I think Michigan and Ohio State cancel each other out. I think the chance of Tennessee being in the playoff is probably over 90%.
Go Baylor.
I think
Go Kansas State, just to make sure that they don't sneak it.
I cannot imagine. I mean, again, Ohio State and Michigan are going to cancel each other out.
Right.
Clemson's out of the running. Who else are you going to put in there? And this is a guy who still thinks Michigan is the best team in the country.
I agree. No, I get you. I get it.
So,
I get it.
but anyway, so here's what I don't understand. Okay, here's what I don't get.
We've been hungry for a winner for a long time, man.
You have been, and listen, I don't hate Tennessee.
I know,
All
we've
you
talked
folks
about
that think I'm a Florida State fan and I hate Tennessee, I don't know why you think that, because I don't.
No, he really doesn't hate Tennessee.
I don't at
I will
all.
speak to that. There's
I have
there's
I don't
none of
hate
that.
anybody.
But so
I do
you're
hate
trying-
Ohio State. I 100%
that's fair.
hate Ohio State.
That's fair.
I don't even know why. I can't put a finger on it. I just hate Ohio State. I hate
You're
them.
not alone in that.
And Oregon. I hate Oregon.
I kind of like Dan Lanning. I kind of like Dan
I
Lanning.
just don't
a
like
bit.
anything they produce. I just don't like it. All these contracts with Nike and they got all these uniforms.
Well, that's
It's
true.
like,
well, I mean, that's Phil Knight. I mean, hello.
I know, but like when Nike approached Nick Saban and said, "Hey, we want to do these different jerseys," he said, "You all can go to hell." And they're like, "But Mr. Saban," he's like, "But Mr. Nothing, get away!" Like, I'm not doing it. He even said, "I'm not doing it." He's like, "These uniforms have been the same for 150 years. I'm not changing them."
Right.
And I'm like, "That's my guy." I mean, listen, I'm not an Alabama fan.
I
but
get that.
yeah.
I get it.
Because most teams,
get it.
when Nike shows up and they're like, "Oh man, the kids love it," and
Well,
everything.
that's like our gray uniform. I mean,
Yeah.
we broke from tradition.
Sure.
I mean, I remember the first real evidence of that was actually all the way back. I guess that was 2008, the Halloween game against South Carolina. When we wore the black with the orange. I think it was 2008. Was that 2008? I think it was.
Phil Fulmer was still the coach.
No, Kiffin was.
Was Kiffin?
Kiffin was coach.
So this was not 2008 then.
It's 2007, 2008.
No, I'm wrong. Hang on.
I think it was
No, I'm wrong. I think you're right. I think it was 2008.
I think it was 2008.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
I really, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, no.
We could look it up.
Hang on.
I think
Is that right? Whatever. Anyway,
I think so.
So-
I'll look it up.
but
real
yeah.
quick. but that
broke
was
tradition.
but that was when we kind of started, breaking tradition.
so here's the thing. Your Tennessee Vols haven't been real relevant in a long time, right? I mean, that's the that's the fact
right.
of the matter.
There's 2008, 2009. I think. Yeah. He was.
I thought Fulmer was fired.
Hang
in
on.
08.
Head coach, University of Tennessee. Hang on. I gotta look this up. Maybe it was 2009.
I want to say 2009 was the
2009. I'm sorry. 2009.
Yeah, it was Kiffin.
Yep, Kiffin was 2009. So there you go. 2009 season.
They made the biggest mistake they'd ever made in firing Philip Fulmer.
And a lot of people agree with that. For sure.
There's just a lot of reasons.
That was like an impossible situation.
It was.
'Cause he had gotten complacent with so much success,
guys are recruiting,
and we were just kind of
guy can recruit better. Than
and we
maybe
didn't.
Anybody.
Mike Hart was not a good athletic director, or Mike Hamilton. Excuse me, not Mike Hart, but Dave Hart. Mike Hamilton.
Yeah.
I'm confused names because I'm sleepy. Mike Hamilton was not a good athlete. Or, when Doug Dickey left, that actually affected things.
Sure.
Because he was a mastermind as well. And so then you had Mike Hamilton after that, and that was just an abysmal disaster. Anyway, so but anyway, so yeah, but we hadn't been the same.
But so you haven't been relevant in a long time, right? Other teams have won national championships.
Right.
A lot of SEC teams have won national championships, except for Auburn, who played Florida State. That didn't work out for you, Kelvin Benjamin. 33 seconds left in the game. Touchdown, Florida State.
I remember watching that game.
But so UT is more than relevant now. I mean, I think they're a playoff team. I think they were going to be contending for a national championship. I 100% believe that. And so they lose to Georgia. Mm-hmm. And there's two things that I see that drives me absolutely flipping nuts.
The amount of complaining.
Well, the complaining does, but that's just, I coach football, and like everybody's an armchair quarterback. You should have done something like, really? We finished 9-0 and won a championship.
Right.
Wait, you got something to say?
Right.
We know what we're doing. And that coaching staff knows what they're doing.
Right.
Most coaching staffs know what they're doing. It's just a relation to the players that they don't have, and there's matchups, and there's all kinds of things. There's cancers on the team. I could go into it for a mile. Right. So they lost to Georgia, and I kept seeing these posts from people that said, "Once a Vol, always a Vol." Well, no shit. I've been a Florida State fan since I've been like 6 years old because I love Bobby Bowden. I thought he was one of the greatest college coaches that have ever lived. And I'm like, I like the way this guy operates his personal life. Sure. I like the way he operates his program. I just like him. He seems like a great guy. I'm going to be a Florida State fan. They've been terrible for the last few years. They can't win their way out of a paper bag. I mean, they're 0-4 against COVID. I mean, they lost to everybody, including a disease from China. And so, but I'm still a Florida State fan.
I get you.
And I don't need to advertise that I'm still a Florida State fan, but they lose to Georgia, and people start doing two things. Number one, still a Vol, always a Vol. Well, of course you are. Why wouldn't you? You lost to the number one flipping team in the country.
Well, we were number 3. Well, they were number 3 when we.
They were number 1
because we were actually. Oh no! I never thought I'd see us be ranked number 1 again. That was actually the worst thing that could have ever happened. We needed to be
absolutely was.
We needed to be a complete underdog. We weren't favored to win. I mean, they were still favored to win.
The playoff ranking had you guys at 1, but AP.
I know the AP.
Yeah,
the
AP had Georgia rightfully so at number 1.
Yeah,
as they should have been all year.
Agreed.
So you lose to the number 1 ranked team in the country. That's not a disgrace.
No.
Mike Tyson knocked a lot of good boxers out. Lennox Lewis knocked a lot of good boxers out. Floyd Mayweather's made people look stupid that were excellent boxers, like Canelo Alvarez.
Right.
So the fact that people felt the need to actually say, once a Vol, always a Vol. Really, from one game? And then the next thing I see. I'm going to get hate mail for this. But I had to bring it up. I want you to understand something. This is not coming from a place that I am like belittling religion or anything. Okay?
Oh, this is
nothing to do with.
I have no idea what you're about to say. That's not where I thought you were going.
I kept seeing people post once a Vol, always a Vol, and it was a picture of UT players in the end zone, probably before a game, having like a team prayer.
Yes.
And so, just clarification. I coach youth football with a good friend of mine, Don, and 3 other coaches. And after every practice, we get together as a team and pray.
Yes.
We do it every week.
Yes.
After every game, we get together as a team and pray.
Yes.
I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what anything is, but we do it. We just don't care. That's how we operate, and that's how we will continue to operate.
Right.
So don't put me in that box. Okay?
I didn't know her.
But
this is a much deeper discussion.
But these pictures, so you lose to the number 1 team in the country, and you have to show a picture of the players praying to say that you're still a Vols fan. What's wrong with you people? Like, you haven't been relevant for a long time, right? And now you've got a great team. And I think, and this is honest, truthfully, I still think Michigan's the best team in the country. We'll find out, right?
Right, we will.
But if Tennessee, in my mind, when the playoff starts, I honestly believe that most of these teams have a 25% chance to win. You multiply that together, and that's 100. I did that real quick.
Hey,
real
that's
quick
strong.
math.
That's strong math.
That's,
right there.
that's
The
antibiotics
math.
you
We
gave
like
me.
the math. I know you're.
It says antibiotics.
His thinkables are working.
That's 25 plus 25. That's 50. Now, if you put 50 times 2, but anyway, what is the need to show that and to say, once a Vol, always a Vol? First of all, the game they lost was between the hedges and Georgia. It wasn't at UT, which is where this picture was, and I don't even know what year this picture was from. Maybe it was this year. I don't know.
I don't do any social media type stuff. So I haven't seen the picture that you're referencing. Here's what I would say. I think number one, our fan base is very fickle. It's always been
That's
very fickle,
very true.
And we've been starving for a winner forever. And so when you lose, because some of these super hardcore people, I mean, like I thought we had a chance to win, but some people thought like we were guaranteed to win. We're going back to the national title. We're going to the Natty, and all these things are happening.
Right.
And it's just, if you look at everything, it's like, yeah, but we're still not quite to that level.
Yeah.
And we're scoring at a high rate, but it's not, we don't have like a Joe Burrow LSU type of setup for that magical year. It's just not set up that way for us.
Right.
But we're very, very good. I mean, we are a very, very good team.
Yes, you are.
Very proud of my team. I think some of that is people don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily want to say something negative. So I'm going to take the other road and we're not going to slam them. And so I'm going to say something positive. And so that's what they say. And I'm not saying that that's the best way of showing that.
Sure.
And then, the prayer part, I think that's somebody trying to just express, hey, our players have character. It's like, well, we do, but not all of them probably have that level of character. No. I mean,
that's been proven, and not just in Tennessee.
We had a player be suspended after getting arrested for assault.
Yeah,
there's bad stuff. People get so. I think some of that is not necessarily knowing how to express it.
Yeah. And
so that's kind of how it manifests itself. And that's kind of what you say is once a Vol, always Vol. And then it kind of gets a little traction in terms of the catchphrase type of thing. And people start kind of, just banding together on it. I think, and again, I think that's a lot of hardcore people who really had probably some misgivings that we're just going to run the table and that's it. And it's just not realistic if you really look at it.
Here's what I'll tell you, folks. I've been a Niners fan since I was little. The first quarterback I ever saw was Joe Montana. Turned on a football game. The Niners were playing the Giants, and I asked my brother, who is that guy? He goes, that's Joe Montana. I'm like, he's awesome. And my brother's like, yeah, it's Joe Montana. I'm like, that's awesome. He goes on to win Super Bowl 16, 19, 23, and 24. In my mind, the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
The guy to your left there, in that jersey that is signed, thank you to Matt.
Got some new
from the company I work with. Was kind enough to give me this signed Steve Young jersey, which went right behind glass because that's where it belongs. Took the Niners to another Super Bowl.
Right.
They won Super Bowl 29, 49-26 on January 29th in 1995. That game ended about 9:45 p.m. I've been a Niners fan my entire life.
Poor Stan Humphries didn't get his ring.
He did not. But I lived through...
Have the 49ers ever lost any Super Bowls, Dave?
Yes.
I was just curious. Okay.
Yes, they sure have.
Is that one or two?
That's two.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was just curious. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I just.
And I don't watch those two.
I got you.
I've watched every other Super Bowl, not just the Niners, but every other Super Bowl except for those two. And I've watched them once, and I will never watch them again. No need to, because I don't want to get that upset. But lifelong 49ers fan.
Ray Lewis,
But I've also lived through.
John Harbaugh.
Yeah, I mean Ray Lewis, and he probably had a knife in his pocket.
Patrick Mahomes.
But he don't know anything about it.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid's awesome.
Travis Kelce.
But
Travis Kelce.
yes, I remember Travis Kelce. I still also remember the offensive pass interference called on George Kittle right before the half that probably would have put that game out of reach. Thanks, officials, because that was clearly offensive passing. God. On a tight end, on an out route, going out of bounds. Anyway, I'm not bitter at all.
Not a bit.
But the point is, the point of this, I lived through Tim Rattay as our starting quarterback.
I get you. That was 2 T's.
I've lived with
Rattay.
I've lived with Jim Druckenmiller
Oh yeah.
as quarterback.
Was he from Virginia Tech?
He sure was.
Yes.
Played for
take
Virginia
that.
Tech. He's a
They
Hokies.
like
Look
that.
at you. I like it. Mm-hmm. So I'm just, what I'm saying to you is I have dealt with some terrible years.
You've had hungry eyes too.
I have.
Yes.
Eric Carmen.
Yes.
So
look at you.
we got a little
Yes.
music trivia
Yes.
coming up
Okay.
for
All right.
ya.
Little foreshadow. All right. I like it.
But it's all 90s stuff, not 80s stuff.
Okay. We'll see how.
'Cause I wanted it to
We'll
be
see
a
how I do.
challenge.
We'll see how I do.
So, but I've lived through some really lean years with the 49ers,
I get you. No, I get it.
right?
I
When
get
it when an 8-8 year got me excited.
No, I get you.
Mike Singletary was our head coach, and we went 8-8. Mike Singletary was our head coach, and then I'm just telling you, we made bad hire after bad hire. We had Chip Kelly. I mean, listen, they were almost on the phone with me. All right, that's how bad that this organization got. Okay, and not ever, not
Mooch?
once,
What
not
about
ever.
Mooch?
I love Mooch.
You did like Mooch.
Mooch was great. Oh yeah, Mooch was there with Steve and Jerry.
I'm just
and-
curious.
Yeah, I love Mooch.
So you liked obviously Bill Walsh. Seifert, did you like George?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
won 2 Super Bowls with Seifert.
Right.
Yeah,
I know.
24 and 29.
But did you like him? Yeah. And then you like Mooch.
Yeah, I like Mooch.
Okay.
I like Mooch. I actually like Jeff Garcia at quarterback too. Garcia was great. Jeff Garcia was a good quarterback.
Number 6.
Yeah, Jeff Garcia was great, but then then we made some really bad decisions, and then we had really some terrible teams.
That's why you hired John Lynch.
And then I mean because and you get Kyle Shanahan, Mike's son,
Right.
Mike, who's an offensive genius and
Right.
was the OC for the 49ers, then went to the Broncos and won 2 Super Bowls. And I think Mike's got like 4 total rings.
The Raiders.
And actually coached Eddie McCaffrey from the Niners and then over to the Broncos. And now his son is playing for his son.
CMC.
But anyway, the point is, all those years, I never found it like necessary to like say, once a Niner, always a Niner. It's like, of course you are. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
I think so, like I said, people don't know what to say.
I guess.
And they don't necessarily. I give more of those people. I give them credit because it wasn't all the negative Nancy stuff that we're notorious for. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think some of that is it's like, well, what else do you say? Because I mean, we got whooped. Let's call it what it is. I mean, they didn't blow us out by 50 points, but I mean, that was a physical game, and we got beat up by a more physical team.
Yeah.
And they did. They just ground it out. And it was unstoppable because, I mean, if they weren't running the ball, then, Stetson Bennett was running the ball, or he was passing the ball, and they weren't getting greedy really on anything.
Yeah.
And they just,
It just, I mean, it's
That's
like
it.
the first year that they're back in the national championship picture in some form, it's like immediately like, well, once a Vol, always a Vol. Like, you lost to the best team in the country.
right.
You may have a chance to play them again. And let me tell you something. I can tell you right now, from being a coach myself, you don't want to see them again. Nobody wants to play somebody twice when a title's on the line. You just don't want to do it because everybody knows everybody's dirty secrets at that point. And so
It's true.
And then it
Plus in a playoff, I mean, they basically get a month
yeah,
to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's
makes it way different. But Anyway,
but I get it.
it was just a weird thing for me to see, and I'm like,
I think it's
why I never assumed you'd stop liking them.
I think it just got some, like the catchphrase got some momentum, and that just got it some attention. I think people don't know what to say, and it is one of those you're trying not to be, because we're notorious for being negative. I mean, that's just what happens, and I think people were just trying their best not to do that.
I'm just glad people didn't pack up in the middle of the night and leave.
Moved to Kentucky.
Hey-oh.
Oh, sookie.
So Tennessee fans, listen, let me just tell you something. You guys, you're ranked 5th, I think, right now. Is it 5th? You're going to be in the top 4. You're going to be in the playoff unless you really do something stupid against South Carolina and Vandy.
I don't like Williams-Brice Stadium at night. I've been to Williams-Brice Stadium at night, and that was back when we were not super awesome.
Yeah.
That was in 2002. And I mean, we beat them that year when I went.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a funny story because my buddy who was driving back, anyway, we get lost in South Carolina on this country road, and he's like in farmland in
that
the
is
grass.
not the place to get lost.
Doing a turnaround trying to get back to the interstate because we were trying to find a place to eat. And he had passed like 6 exits that had all kinds of food.
Of course.
And I was like, you dumb, you know, and it's just hilarious because my sister actually went because I was not dating anybody at the time, and so it was my buddy, she's his wife now, and then my sister went, and my sister's like, Chris, you're in the grass, oh my God, you know, it was, and I mean, it's pitch dark, I mean, you can't see anything,
right? And
I'm just laughing. I sang the Dukes of Hazzard song, Going Over the Mountain in Asheville, boy, with the clap. Just a good, I won't do it, sorry, I'll save you, sorry. Anyway, can't do that now, just saying. But I got a little bit of angst over it.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of angst over it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had angst over Mizzou. I mean, we ended up blowing them out, but I mean, basically it was 28-24.
It's a close game.
And Heupel called that whatever, I don't know what you would call that route, where basically the slot man went on a 9 route, and then Hyatt kind of ran about an N and 15 type of thing, and he was wide open because I guess the coverage was just right, and of course he takes it, you know, for the touchdown. And they've had that play in the book all season. He was like, well, I just hadn't called it because I didn't think we needed it, but I felt like we needed it right then. I was like, well, that's a big play.
So,
and you had to pull that out to get us the momentum to push us back up to 35-24.
It's a little option route.
And then we just option route. And then we just blew them out after that. But I mean, it wasn't that way until that play with about 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter, or whatever it was.
Sometimes you got to run 4-jet all go. And I mean, that's not a joke. That's like, I mean, you line up shotgun set with a running back beside the quarterback who's an extra blocker. You have 4 wide receivers, 2 split to either side, and you run 4-jet all go. And that's what you call in the huddle. You go 4-jet all go on 2-on-2. And that means the 2 outside guys, straight 9s, the 2 inside guys, kind of an inverted 9. For you non-football fans out there, that's a fly route. Look at you. I like that you call it a 9, though.
I was listening to you. You know,
I like that. I like that. That's pretty good.
You know, I mean,
we can talk some shop now.
We
can
get it going. We can get it going. That's it. Yeah.
You talk football. I'll talk doctor stuff.
We do it.
I stabbed him right in the neck.
All day. That's it. Right. Yep.
I put a leech on him, and he was better.
That's it. Suck it out. When in doubt, suck it out.
Mean...
But anyway, assuming we win out, I mean, we ought to be in there, right?
I think so.
I have a little bit of angst about this game. I really do.
I think these next two are going to be. I think if I were the Tennessee coach, I'd be preaching, hey, these guys, you're going to get 150% from them because they want to knock you. They want a piece of that championship that you might get.
Yeah.
So you got to come out with the gas pedal down and end it before halftime.
I think if we beat South Carolina, which I do think we will.
I think you'll beat.
I think we'll annihilate Vandy because I think we'll just be so pumped up because it's like, all right, this is it. If we win, we get in because Michigan or Ohio State, somebody's going to lose and they're going to fall out, and then we go into that.
I think
slot.
you've lost the last regular season game you're going to lose.
I mean, I think so too. But like I said, I just have a little angst for this game coming up. That's it.
No, I get it.
But if we beat them, we will annihilate Vandy. I'll go ahead and call it. Nobody cares what I have to say, but we will whoop them.
I actually
because
think
we
you
will be
guys.
so pumped up.
I actually think you guys will end up third in the playoffs.
I think we could.
I think that's exactly where we end up.
And the only thing that would stink about that is that game. It's out there in Glendale, so I don't think I'll be able to get out there to Glendale. I might go to Georgia if we go to the Peach Bowl.
Yeah,
I might do that, but I can't get out there.
I might go to that one too.
I can't.
We might make a road trip.
To the Peach Bowl.
Sure.
Shoot, man.
Go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Shoot. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We'll get some other
Broadcast from the car.
That'd be good. We could do it. The mobile was hard though when I went to the Final Four though, wasn't it?
Well,
and that's still like one of our least listened to episodes.
It is.
They just wanted. We needed the BDE needed to be in here with between me and you. That was it.
we need you need
That was
some
it.
better mobile equipment too. So just saying.
Doc sets it up, and Dave knocks it down. Now listen.
I'm on steroids.
Now listen.
And it's the home run
Listen,
race
I haven't
of
brought
98.
this out. I haven't brought this out since the dad jokes.
Oh my God.
But I mean, the power of the 8S.
Easy, your screen was on, your battery will die. Be careful with that.
Man, oh yeah.
So-
hey, you know our van is awesome because I can just lay it in the little console there and it charges it super fast.
I know. Isn't it awesome?
You know, but if it's hot outside,
Well, it's easy to charge a battery when you're only
if the
20%.
If the sun is shining though and it shines in on that, it almost killed my phone a couple weeks ago.
I know,
like
you
the
told me
iPhone.
this.
I mean, the iPhone was like, you need to. The phone needs to cool down. That was bad. Anyway. So, but yeah, we should win out. We and you know, then I hope people will. We just don't want to be putting up anything just completely just stupid.
I agree.
But it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's just people. We're not in our right frame of mind right now,
Right?
because I mean, you saw improvement last year.
Yeah.
I mean, you really did. I mean, we probably had one of the most exciting bowl games. I mean, I know it was in Nashville, which is a fun town, but I mean, it was still the Music City Bowl, which is just kind of your middle of the road. But I mean, that was a pretty awesome game, despite the fact we lost. I mean, but in terms of, you know, scoring and just general kind of fun for a bowl game, that was probably one of the better ones for the season, in general.
I agree.
If you like offense. But for us to jump up this much, I mean, that's a little shocking. Now, you have to realize we have a lot of seniors. I mean, we have a lot of older players, and so it's going to be interesting what happens next year. You know, next year's going to be...
That's always the problem.
It's going to...
Is to maintain that.
Right.
And that's the one thing I'll have to tip my hat to Ohio State is they're able to do that.
Ohio State does
That
it.
is so tough.
Alabama does it. They're down, quote unquote, a little bit. But remember what happened the last time they had 2 losses? They whooped Michigan in the Citrus Bowl.
Yeah.
Whooped them, and then they won the national championship the next year.
It's like it just pisses them off.
I mean,
yeah.
shut up, people that are giving Bama a hard time. And then, of course, Georgia's right there too.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, yeah, you've got, you know,
Remember Notre Dame, how good Notre Dame used to be year in, year out, and like Miami, Florida State.
I hated Notre Dame.
And I mean, like all
Still
these
hate
teams, like these teams were always good every year. And I mean, like with Notre Dame, with Florida State, I understood because everybody wanted to play for Bobby,
Right.
And I get that, but Notre Dame, I'm like, who wants to play for them? But they were able to do it. I mean,
I think it was just, you know, that old school dynasty of football was still hanging around, and then they kind of lost themselves with some bad hires and just different things happening. And then, I mean, getting Brian Kelly was great, you know,
Yeah.
and then of course he leaves. And how about LSU coming on here at the, you know, I mean, that's
how about that first
everybody-
game of the year LSU played against Florida State,
I know, right?
and the Noles beat them.
I know, and
Just saying.
I would be interested to see if they played now, if it would be the same.
Both teams
outcome.
are better now.
You know, because they both
teams
they
are
have
better.
they have both
That'd be interesting to see.
they have both improved. I would love to see if it is just more Florida State scheme. It just doesn't, LSU doesn't match up well with it.
Listen, that's,
I mean, look what we did to LSU.
Football.
I mean, we whooped LSU
football is so much about matchups.
at LSU.
Oh yeah, it's all about matchups.
and then you see him now, and you're like, oh, but I mean, we beat him 40-13.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
At LSU. So anyway, but I think they had bad matchups with us. I mean, I do think that was.
I think that was the Florida State thing too.
Yeah.
I don't think they could stop.
So
the
I would
run.
love to see them, Florida State and LSU, play again right now and see if you still had those nightmare matchups for LSU and if LSU gets.
I would rather play Jacksonville State just to say that. Just throw it out there. That you can keep LSU. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, if Florida State were able to make it to like a big bowl, okay. Awesome, we'll play LSU. That's fine.
play whoever.
Nobody's calling me to ask, just so you know. Mike Norvell doesn't say, "Hey man, what do you think?"
But they are bowl eligible,
Yes, they are.
which is nice.
Can you believe it?
I know. How about that?
They actually might have a 9-win season. I don't know what I'm going to do.
They can legit have a 9-win season.
And even though they're 9-3, I'm always a Noel fan.
That's right.
And I'll post it on
That's right.
Facebook.
They don't pray at your school though.
That's right. They don't. So here we are. So we got some time left.
Yes.
And so we have two options.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Ready.
I have a music trivia thing
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
Or we can talk about my hatred of Walgreens.
Oh, let's do the music.
I think so.
Let's end it on some feel good, and then we can hit the Walgreens after. Yeah,
I'll still hate them next week.
that
It's
right.
okay.
It ain't gonna change. No, the hate is real. The rawness is real.
So this is a
I'm excited about this.
so this is 30 songs.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long. Don't
Okay.
worry.
You say this.
No, it's pretty
right.
quick.
I
It's
drank
pretty
all
quick.
my drink though.
Did you? Uh-oh.
Man. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get a little cotton. That's okay.
So it's 30 songs,
Okay.
all from the 90s.
Okay.
I felt like the 80s was too easy.
Okay.
Okay.
This is gonna be interesting.
So this is all from the 90s. And I'm not going to play because I actually know, because I scrubbed the video and had to edit and stuff like
Sure, because you right.
that. So I mean, it's not fair for me to play. So I do have the list here.
Oh, sweet. So you okay? Good, because there's going to be some I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. There's going to be some.
I'm going to, honestly,
Oh, don't put the pressure on.
I'm going to be surprised if you don't know most of these.
I mean, I should, but there's going to be something. There's going to be something, or I'll remember part of it and not remember.
I will tell you this: there's one toward the end, and if you get that, because what I did when I put this together is I played it without looking.
Yes.
And I did get all 30.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
But I also used to do this for a living. So
Sure, no, I get you.
So
I get it. No, I get it.
So
Like I said, there'll probably be. There's probably and plus I'm old, so my memory I may not have that good synapse.
That's right.
going. So we'll see.
but you haven't been on antibiotics in a while. So
I haven't.
You should
It's
be good.
true.
So you're not foggy.
true. It's true.
So
I am sleep deprived and work a lot. So,
Well,
yeah, that could
you and me both.
That could get me.
You know, Tuesday night, my last meeting ended at 11:15 p.m.
That's a good day. Yeah,
11:15 p.m.
that's good.
That's fun stuff. One of these songs just makes me want to throw up, but that's okay.
I'm ready.
So anyway, so the way this works is it's like it plays a snippet of the song, and then there's like a little musical interlude, like do do do.
Right? Do you know
where you
or do you
decide.
not?
And then it plays another part of the song.
And I say
And
pass,
and on
pass.
the video, which is on YouTube, it actually shows the name of the band and everything.
Oh, nice.
But I actually have the name of the band.
Right, you've got it prepared.
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
So that's it. And but this first one goes right into it because I had to kind of cut the beginning, so it goes right
Okay,
into it.
all right.
But you're going to know this first song, and we do have the ability to pause if we need to.
Oh man, we may have to get some. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. All right, I'm ready.
And if you know them, we'll just keep rolling through. Right?
Okay,
There's
sweet,
30 of them,
sweet.
but it's only like 10 minutes long. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
got this. Here we go.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The 90s quiz.
And Dave got 100. So I mean,
I did get
that's
100.
pretty much. Yeah, I can't. It'll be okay.
And one of them I'm going to be pretty impressed because I don't think most people know who actually did this song because it's an old song and it's been done by a couple of different people. But anyway,
that may
we'll
get
go
me.
with that. So
Okay.
the first one is an unfortunate song, but you'll know it anyway. So here we go. All right, ready?
Gosh.
We'll do the quick countdown here.
Watch me miss number one, and everybody on the air is going to be laughing. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, here we go. So we're going to do it in 5, 4, 3, 2.
The Spice Girls want to be.
Yes, it is the Spice Girls.
Hey, you know something?
And so here's a little interlude between, right?
Oh.
You get a little. Do you know what this is? And then they do another clip.
I mean, I might have been a little bit of a Spice Girls fan.
Yeah.
Not because of the music.
I kind of like Baby Spice. That's one.
I think I like Ginger.
Well, I mean, the redhead.
Jerry Halliwell.
That's a natural for me. If it's a redhead, I'm just like,
we already had this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mystified and I'm just following. It's like,
yes,
it's a redhead.
We did have this. Okay, we're never going to get through this because
it's like, Dave, she's a redhead.
Yes.
She's crazy, but that's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. She's a redhead.
It's okay.
Okay, so here we go.
Okay. Yes.
All right, here we go.
We got it.
Song 2.
Okay. Lenny Kravitz, are you going to go my way?
There you go. I'll let this play through, but we'll hear the musical.
Lenny.
Yeah, I do too.
Zoe, how about Zoe?
Yeah, well, Zoe Kravitz. Yeah,
hitting the Divergent series hard.
Yes,
Yes.
So you're 2 for 2, man. Here we go.
American Woman with Heather Graham.
Very good.
Was a great song.
Very good
too. I can't. For some reason, it's MC Hammer, and that was before he was Hammer.
That's right.
Can't touch this. Do. I still have that cassette tape.
Do you really?
I do. Like in the lower. Oh yeah. Because that. So the first song. Was. Oh.
I had to stop the
was
playback
Please
there.
Hammer Don't Hurt Him.
That's right.
And that one had what else was on that? That it was Black is Black, Soft and Wet. I mean, there was some. Yeah, he had some songs.
Go Hammer.
That's it.
Hammer.
That's it. Too Legit to Quit though.
My God. Look at you. So you're 3 for 3, man. You're 3 for 3.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I knew I'd get some of them, but I wasn't on the radio for forever. All right, let's go.
So this I have some comments about this song, but go. Here we go.
This next one, Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit.
So this song,
Argle Mouth with all these marbles in my mouth when Weird Al did the cover for it.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
This song actually kind of ruined like hair metal. It kind of started a whole new revolution.
Grunge.
Yes,
it did.
Here we go. Here's the next one. See if you get this one.
No diggity, Blackstreet, no doubt. No diggity, no doubt.
Go. You got it.
That's good.
Look at you, man. You're knocking these out. You should have been confident, man. This is
You just never know. You just never know. Because like I said, I hadn't thought about a lot of this.
You'll know this one too.
I'm listening to like Coco Melon now. Two princes. Spin doctors.
Spin doctors. That's right. Which actually
Pocket full of kryptonite.
Pocket full of kryptonite. Look at you.
I love a little spin down.
I do too.
How about that?
Little miss, can't be wrong.
Yep.
So here we go. The next song.
Little miss. Oh, that's Ace of Base.
It's Ace of
All
Base.
that she wants.
That's correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're knocking these out, man.
Ace of...
I know.
Yeah. Wow. The Sign. The Sign. Yeah. I saw the sun and it opened up my mind. Oh, yeah. Extreme. More than words.
That's right. Gary Cherone, who went on to front Van Halen for Van Halen 3.
I forgot that.
That's right. They were with Gary for about a year and a half.
Yes.
Yep. Great singer. But Van Halen's just stupid. I mean, they ran Sammy Hagar off. What are they thinking?
Eiffel 65.
Look at you.
Blue.
I love it.
Yes.
Yes. We actually talked about that song a few weeks ago, so that was a gimme.
That was fresh on my mind.
That was a gimme.
That was fresh on my mind. That's hilarious. There's like a super dance video of this, and it's like all these different clips, people, and they're like crazy fast moving, and I'm like, Coolio, heaven rest his soul.
Yeah.
Oh, Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise.
What was that song? Or no, sorry. What was that movie?
It had Michelle Pfeiffer in it, and
She was a teacher.
Dangerous Mind.
Dangerous Minds. That's right. Yeah, I couldn't remember that.
Yes.
I love this song.
Goo Goo Dolls.
I actually really love this song.
No, it is, and that's actually from Nick Cage, City of Angels.
That's exactly right. Melanie Griffith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where she's
Iris.
riding a bicycle with her arms out.
Yes.
Like a moron and gets hit.
Yes. Yes.
Let's drive into traffic and see what happens.
Yeah. Nothing bad ever happened.
No.
Seal from Batman Forever, Kiss from a Rose.
God, that movie was terrible. Good song.
Nah, the one where it really went wrong was Batman and Robin.
That was pretty bad.
Batman and Robin was awful.
But Forever was Kilmer, or was Val Kilmer, right?
Yeah, and that's when they introduced Chris O'Donnell's Robin character.
That's right. Here you go. See if you get this one.
Oh, Hanson. Oh my goodness. They're all like 80 years old now.
Oh, God.
Bop, boop, bop, doo, bop. Yes. Yes.
Little
People
Hanson.
say, bop, before their balls drop. Yes, I'm doing better than I thought I would.
You're
This is
doing
good.
great,
I've got
man.
about half of them. That's good.
No, you're done. You got all these.
I know, but we're about halfway there.
Yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Under the bridge.
I got so
downtown.
tired of this song, though.
Well, it got overplayed. Well, see, and that was back, when it was like MTV's Most Wanted, and it was like number one for forever.
And I didn't really think it was that good.
And it just got overplayed.
Yeah, I agree.
But they were kind of blowing up then too.
Yeah.
Hadaway, What is Love? Yes, from Night at the Rock. Yes. That's hilarious.
I mean, you're knocking these out. You're doing so good.
Yeah, there's going to be something, though. It's coming. It's coming. Chris Kattan. That's
Will Ferrell. Yeah. I love it.
Love that is good stuff. Oh, Genuine Pony.
Look at you.
Oh,
Knocking it out.
Oh, I'm not going to tell that story. We're not going to talk about that. No, we're not.
Statute of limitations not out yet.
Yeah, pretty
That what it
much.
is? Yeah.
Pretty much. Yep. Oh my goodness.
The song coming up is pretty good.
College. Oh yeah, you too.
Yeah. This is song one from U2.
But we're not the same.
To stop for a second, though, to talk about U2, I've never been a big U2 fan, but I will say this.
Tongue Baby was the album.
Yeah, I will say this. The album, The Joshua Tree, is one of the greatest rock and roll albums of all time.
I would agree with that.
I don't know where it ranks, and somebody's out there saying, yeah, Dave, but I mean, you could say Vern Gotson
Once
is
a
one of the
U2
greatest
fan,
songwriters
once a
of all
U2
time.
fan, always a U2 fan.
Yeah, so, right, but it's like, I mean, the Joshua Tree, legit.
Oh, yeah.
Great album.
Absolutely.
Great album.
Absolutely.
That was
pretty cool.
one from U2. Yeah, so you'll hear a little bit more of that.
Mysterious Ways,
Mm-hmm.
Alanis Morissette.
Yes.
Ironic. Yes.
Which nothing in the song was ironic, actually.
No.
This is very interesting. But yeah, Alanis
won the lottery and died the next day.
I heard her
it's
do
a black
this,
fly.
I heard her do this song a cappella on Howard Stern.
Oh.
Did very amazingly.
Well, I mean, she can
she can
sing.
she can sing.
She's, yeah.
Poor Dave Coulier.
You ought to know. Oh, R.E.M. Losing My
Yes.
Religion. Michael
Yes.
Stipe. Look at that.
Song was huge.
It was.
I got a good story about that song that I cannot tell on the air.
Oh.
I will offend a lot of people.
No, we can't do that.
But I'll tell you after.
Him dancing around it where he's like flipping his elbow stuff, though, in the video, that was no good.
Oh, yeah, no.
I was like, y'all, and he always just didn't look healthy to me.
No, he didn't. He looked terrible.
We used to be together.
I mean, it's no doubt. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's from the album Tragic Kingdom.
You should know.
The album's Tragic. There you go.
Yeah. Don't speak. Yeah, don't speak. Sorry, I had to get there.
The
In my
album
head.
Tragic Kingdom.
That I forgot. Oh, heartache. Tell me why ain't Backstreet Boys.
The only mistake was those guys got together and did an album. That was the mistake there.
Think how much money they made, though.
Oh my God. Cocaine and hookers are expensive, though.
The one. Oh, Christina, genie in a bottle.
This girl can sing too. This girl can flat.
She had so much talent, but it was like the Britney image like overran Christina's talent, which is a little messed up.
It is.
It's a little messed up, but no, her voice way stronger.
Oh,
and that's her real. That's her real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she can actually.
No doubt. Genie in a bottle. Wow. Now, is that Zombie Cranberries?
It is.
Okay, all right.
It's
all
very
right.
good.
I almost said 10,000 Maniacs because I got a little.
Chrissy Hynde.
Yes, but no, yeah, Zombie Cranberries. Yes, I almost got. So I was like, nope, I'm gonna shout it out wrong. See, I thought I paused. Oh, Eagle Eye Cherry, Save Tonight. Yes,
I like this little song.
I think I was a freshman in college. Yeah, freshman in college. I like that. That's a good one.
So we'll hear a little Eagle Eye here.
And fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow.
So this next song,
tomorrow won't be long.
I'm going to be impressed if you get this.
Oh crap! Okay, hang on. All right,
and maybe you'll just get it, and I'll be like, okay, well, I guess he knew it. But this is one of those songs that people have asked me before, who did that song? Because the song came from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Ooh.
That stupid movie with Jennifer Love
Hewitt.
Yes.
And Freddie Prinze.
Was Freddie Prinze? And Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
And
Freddie Prinze Jr. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, that's Freddie Prinze Jr. who married
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah. Who's also in the movie.
Yes.
They were actually
and
married.
and was Buffy on TV.
And she was Buffy.
Not Christy Swanson, who was Buffy in the movie.
That's true. Who was also in the movie The Program.
Yes.
She
was the quarterback.
She was the quarterback's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't like him, and then she was the tennis player.
She was the tennis player, and she was.
Let's go put the women and children to bed and go looking for
place
dinner
at the table,
and looking
defense.
for dinner. Yeah.
So this song, if you get it,
you're gonna give me big ups.
Yeah. Here you go.
Okay.
Here you go.
That's not it. Okay. The pressure's on, man. I'm telling you.
It is.
So it's Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve.
Look at you. I love it.
So you know why I know that?
Why?
So you're going to die. No, so I mean, number one, I think it's an awesome song.
I do too.
But the other thing is they had a promo when I was in college for the UT football team training. And that was the background music. So like everybody.
How about
knew it.
that?
And I mean, it was pretty cool because like if you remember Will Overstreet, defensive end, and so it would show them like training, and that was the song that played. So
How about that?
I love that. I actually love that song.
It's an old song. I forget the original artist of that song, but it's been redone several times.
Yes.
Who else did it? It doesn't matter. Anyway, we get into that all night.
It's an awesome song.
It really is. But
I kind of cheated because I mean that exposure was high.
That was the one I'm like, will he get this? Here you go.
Oh yeah, Oasis.
Yeah,
Wonderwall,
which is not the best song. Their Champagne Supernova is an absolute their best
Wonderwall
song.
was their first song.
Yes,
that was the first thing, and then the brothers Liam and Noel. I mean, what a bunch of idiots! Like you have all the and then they like hitting each other in the face and arguing all kinds. I mean, it's like you guys are idiots.
Yeah.
Want no scrub. TLC don't want no scrub like Andre Rison.
Lisa Left Eye.
I know.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. I know, right? Rest in peace. That's crazy. T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili.
Yep. I hated this song, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Waterfalls.
I hated all that. I didn't like any of them.
Mr. Big.
That's right.
I'm the one who wants to.
Which is actually a very musically gifted band, but like they wrote this song
with the hair and everything.
Just,
Hey, made him a lot of money.
Oh, I sure did. Yeah,
made him a lot of money.
There's only 2 more left, my man. You've got
all the pressure in the world. Golly, at least I'm
telling you,
90. Counting Crows, Mr. Jones. That's awesome.
So when we got to this point, I'm like, okay, well then he's gonna get 30 for 30 like me, because there's this song which is Mr. Jones Counting Crows.
I love it.
Which is like 93, 92, 93.
Yeah, straight up 93, I think.
Yeah, and this next song, which is one of the dumbest songs in the history of all songs.
Macarena! Oh my God!
Los Del Rio.
Los Del Rio.
Yes.
Let me be official. Los Del Rio's Macarena. Wow. I don't remember I don't really remember the dance. I remember you shake your hips and then you turn to the next.
That's right. Yeah,
I did, but I don't.
It's something along those lines.
How about that? That's what closed it.
30 for 30, man. Look at you. You knocked it out.
I'm a little surprised that was the last song.
Yeah.
I'm also a little surprised that that there wasn't like a Britney song in there, or there wasn't at least one other like real boy band song, like do a 98 Degrees, a little bit more obscure-ish. And try to float that in there.
I was a little surprised that there was no Stone Temple Pilots.
No STP.
No Stone Temple Pilots, no Alice in Chains.
They could have done a Soundgarden, or they could have done what they should have done was put Temple of the Dog, Hunger Strike.
There you go,
in there.
because
that would have been a legit. Do you really know?
For you and all the people listening, if you want to hear a great version of Hunger Strike from Temple of the Dog, like a remake of that, Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm, does an amazing version of that. Because she's just got the range that she can sing anything.
Yes, I have to look
and it's like it is unbelievable. You can listen to it on Apple Music, of course, unless you have an iPhone 8s, and then Apple Music probably just doesn't work.
Look over here, buddy. I got something in my eye.
Do you need a couple bucks, Doc? I'll loan you a couple bucks.
This has become quite the conversation piece. I've gotten a little bit of jabbing by some folks at work and at church and stuff. So it really is. It's a good conversation.
I want to show people something here, and I'll tell you why I'm showing this to you. This is a remote control.
Yes.
And it controls the lighting in this room.
Yes.
You see blue because Doc's a big Duke fan.
Yes.
And I let him have
Thank
the
you.
blue over there.
I know. I got some stuff working here.
You do.
With the young jersey too. I can't believe you let me have it with the young jersey.
And I've got the red behind me because I'm a Niners and Florida State fan and all the stuff.
Yes.
But this remote controls all that.
Yes.
This remote is more technologically advanced than Doc's phone.
I could see that.
And look at this. Actually, it's not. But it is funny to say.
It's close.
Actually, it's a stupid remote from China. It barely works. But it is fun to say.
Is it a remote S?
It is. It's an S. It's 100% an S.
That was good stuff, man. Do you feel better?
Oh, I feel better, yeah.
We got some therapy. And we didn't really get... I'm really proud of you, too, because you didn't really get on a big rant.
I didn't.
I knew it was coming. Like, I just felt it that somehow... But it was very structured. We got some good stuff out, and it's just good times.
I hate Walgreens, by the way.
I heard that rumor.
I really want to call them on air. I really do.
I'm telling you.
Because I don't mind to do that.
Reams Pharmacy, they're awesome.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I'm telling you.
It's like...
Reams Pharmacy. Just for anybody who needs a pharmacy, Reams Pharmacy. And they don't pay me for that. They're local. They really do take care of their people.
You're a doctor. You wrote me a prescription.
And
I tried to get prescription refilled, and they said, well, you need a doctor's. Okay.
As if they didn't send the authorization.
But I know they didn't because,
I know.
because I'd already had it. So
that's correct.
And now I'm dying from intestinal.
But it's okay. Gut rot.
Gut rot. I've got gut rot.
Everybody have a good week. Happy
folks.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Hey, thanks for listening.
We'll see you soon.
You can listen to us.
Hopefully next week.
You can listen to us on all the stuff. Apple
all the
Podcasts,
platforms.
Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Alexa, Podcast Addict, Pocket Cast, and Overcast. Also on YouTube.
Yes.
We have our own channel there, and you can see this video.
Please subscribe.
We're waving at you right now.
Please subscribe. Look at us.
Please subscribe.
We haven't cracked the cameras yet.
Not yet. It's coming.
And if you want all of it, folks.
That's right.
You just go to our website.
Hit it. Tell us.
That's DaveandDoc.com. That's Dave, A-N-D, Doc, D-O-C.com.
I love it.
.com.
I love it. Look at you. I love it. I love it.
He's my mentor, folks.
Yes.
Boom
Yes.
shakalaka.
All right.
Go Vols.
Hey, go Knowles.
Go Knowles.
Go Knowles. Go Niners Monday night against the Cardinals.
Go
in
Blue Devils. They did
Mexico.
win tonight. But they lost to Kansas. That hurt me.
Kentucky lost the other night to Michigan State, too. So I want to talk about that. But anyway, hey, have a good weekend, folks.
Everybody
and,
have a great week.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
See ya. Thank you.
Happy football.
Bye.
See ya.